Miss Copeland, how did you get here?
I don't know. Something knocked me out. But, Mr. Savage, when I came to, there was a man standing beside me in the moonlight. He was the most unearthly thing. He had... Oh, I can barely say it.
Yes?
He had 1,000 heads.
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Lasers!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the Man of Bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, The Accursed City, Chapter 5 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. Racing the sinister Oriental mastermind Sengat to the lost city of the Thousand-Headed Man, Doc Savage and his 5 men encounter strange phenomena in the steaming Indochina jungle. While searching the Pagoda of the Hands for Lucille Copeland and Rex Maples, a mysterious fire drops out of the sky, incinerating their plane. Then they come across the unconscious body of Evel, one of Sengat's henchmen. From Evel, they learn about a seemingly supernatural power, an invisible hissing sound, which overcame the group at the pagoda. At that moment, Sengat's airplanes strafe Doc's company, and in the confusion, Evel escapes into the jungle. Following his trail, Doc discovers Sengat's deserted camp. Leaving Monk, Ham, Johnny, and Long Tom to guard the planes, as well as the 3 black sticks which are the keys to the mystery of the Thousand-Headed Man, Doc and Rennie penetrate deeper into the jungle, where they find a weird stone enclosure decorated with countless carvings of human feet. Attempting to climb the wall, Doc and Rennie hear the uncanny hissing noise and helplessly feel themselves slip into oblivion. Meanwhile, the jungle night settles in around the remainder of Doc's crew guarding Sengat's camp.
Monk, where are you? I can't see anything in this blasted darkness.
Over here, Long Tom. I'm sitting under this tree.
Where? Oh, there? Here's a present for you. Your pet pig.
Habeas corpus. Come here, let me scratch your ears.
I found him drinking from the river, not 20 feet from a half-submerged crocodile. I don't know why you bothered to bring him along in the first place.
Oh, Habeas is very useful, Long Tom. Remember how he sensed danger back at the Pagoda of the Hands? If anybody tries to sneak up on us here, Habeas will warn us. Say, where are Ham and Johnny?
They're watching the planes. Sengat and his crew might try to get him back, you know. Still worrying about those 3 black sticks, Monk?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what they're made of.
Any luck?
Nah, they look like rubber, but they aren't. I still can't figure out how they're supposed to be keys to the Thousand-Headed Man's lost city.
Thousand-Headed Man. I don't think there is any such being.
Maybe so, but Calvin Copeland vanished in this jungle trying to find the Thousand-Headed Man. And his daughter Lucille thinks if she finds one, she'll find the other.
Well, what are you going to do with the sticks?
Maybe if I burn a piece of one, I can tell what it's made of. Where's my matches?
Oh, look! It's melting!
Blazes! I better stop before I have a puddle instead of a stick.
What kind of stuff looks like rubber and turns into a black liquid when you heat it?
Search me. It's a real puzzler.
Well, what do we do with them?
Well, we ain't out of this yet, not by a long shot. If we get held up where that dang mystery power overcomes us, Sengat is liable to get him. Hey, Doc said to hold on to these sticks, but he didn't say anything about them having to be sticks. Yeah.
Huh? Oh, I don't get you, Monk.
I got me an idea. Why don't you go join Johnny, keeping watch over the planes? I got some experimenting I want to do.
If you say so. See you later, Monk.
Hey, now, all I gotta do is take off my shirt and start a fire. Hey, ain't any of you guys asleep yet?
No, these blasted bugs are like airplanes.
Ham is right. I, for one, intend to remain awake just to avoid the insects.
I agree with Johnny.
You guys may have the right idea. Doc and Rennie sure have been gone a long time. I hope they're okay.
Doc can handle himself. Did you find out anything more about those black sticks?
No.
Where are they? If you've lost
Relax, Shyster. I got them on me.
them... Good. If we ever locate the thousand-headed man, they'll undoubtedly come in handy.
Blazes!
That sounds like Lucille Copeland.
I saw them! Horrible!
It is her! Sounds like she's downstream!
Let's use the raft. It's quicker.
Hurry, push it into the water.
Put some muscle behind those poles, fellas!
Sounds like she's in trouble.
I believe our quarry may be found around this approaching sandbar.
Less talk and more pushing!
There, in that jungle.
Now, push on the shore!
Monk, I don't see her. There's just this infernal jungle.
Keep looking, Ham. She's here someplace.
Freeze!
Huh?
Stop! Everybody stop moving. Listen.
The supernatural manifestation of the thousand-headed man.
Yeah, Johnny. It's the sound that Evil said got Lucille Copeland and Rex Maples back at the Pagoda to hands.
Back to the raft, quick!
We're almost to the raft.
Hey, where's Ham?
He was right behind.
Long Tom? Hey, Long Tom. Johnny, he just keeled over. And there's Ham. He's out too. What's going on, Johnny?
I don't know. I feel a sensation of vertigo.
Johnny? Johnny, not you too? I'm the only one left standing. I can't see a blasted thing in the dark. Maybe I can...
Rennie? Rennie, can you hear me? Wake up.
Holy cow. Doc, you can stop slapping my face. I'm awake now. What happened?
Don't you remember?
Sorta. It's coming back now. We found that wall covered with carved feet. We were climbing it. We'd just gotten to the top.
That's right. I was about to look down when the sound came.
Yeah, I remember. It was a hissing sort of sound, like air was leaking out of a bunch of tires, but that's the last I remember.
I heard the same thing. We both seemed to have passed out and fallen to the ground. Luckily, the undergrowth cushioned our fall.
But, Doc, what was that sound?
You explained it yourself before you lost consciousness, remember? You said it sounded like the noise Evil described when he, Lucille Copeland, and Rex Maples were overcome at the Pagoda of the Hands.
Do you think that was it?
It certainly appears that way. You think you can stand?
Yeah. I still feel a little dizzy, that's all. Well, I guess we gotta take another crack at climbing that wall, huh?
Not really. Look around you. We fell over to the other side. We're inside the enclosure now.
Yeah. Holy cow. Look over there. It's another pagoda, just like the other one.
Not quite. This one is covered with feet, not hands.
Say, that's right. Looks deserted.
Perhaps. Let's approach with caution.
This sure is spooky looking in the moonlight.
Keep a sharp watch. We still may encounter that strange hissing power.
That dirt looks undisturbed. Think it's safe to enter the pagoda?
Yes, up the stairs.
I guess I can understand the people who carved all those hands in that other pagoda, but why carve feet?
Perhaps the answer will lie inside.
Still got your flashlight?
Yes?
Say, these walls are covered with feet, too.
Yes, and the layout is similar to the other pagoda, so this passage should lead up to a central chamber.
There it is ahead. What are all those things piled up in the middle of the floor?
Bones, Rennie. Human bones. And equipment. The remains of some European expedition. This target pistol looks recent.
Say, what's that engraved in the grip?
It says, Presented to aviator James Malone by Calvin Copeland.
Holy cow! These might be the remains of the Copeland expedition?
Or of the people Calvin Copeland returned to Indochina to rescue.
Well, they're beyond rescuing now.
Obviously. We'd better get back to camp.
Yeah. Back over the wall, I guess. We made good time, Doc. There's the camp ahead.
Yes, but I don't see Monk or the others.
Mr. Savage.
Miss Copeland, how did you get here?
I found myself waking up in the jungle, and I stumbled across this camp. I have no idea of how I was brought here, or by whom.
Or by what?
Where are our friends?
I have no idea.
Ebel told us about the unseen power that overcame you and Maples. We had a similar encounter with this hissing power, but we saw nothing. Did you?
No, and it was horrible. Almost as horrible as the heads.
Heads? What heads?
When I came to, Mr. Savage, there was a man standing beside me in the moonlight. He was the most unearthly thing. He had... Oh, I can barely say it.
Yes?
He had 1,000 heads.
Holy cow.
Talk sense, Miss Copeland.
I tell you, there were heads all over his body. He was a big man, Mr. Savage, as big as you. And he was covered with heads. They sprouted from his arms, his legs, even from his chest.
Doc, the 1,000-headed man, he's real.
How large were these heads?
About the size of lemons. You must understand, this man had one big head, like a normal person. But the other heads, the smaller ones, grew out of his body.
These heads, did they show any expression? Did they laugh or snarl or speak?
I did not wait to see. I screamed and ran into the jungle.
Did the 1,000-headed man chase you?
Yes, for a short distance, but I outran him. Then I heard shouting. It sounded like your men. So I ran toward the sounds and found this deserted camp.
Doc, Monk and the others must have heard his screams and took the raft, but they missed each other.
Yes, that makes sense. Miss Copeland, do you think you can take us to where you saw the 1,000-headed man?
Yes, I think so.
Let's go, then. Don't be afraid, Miss Copeland. You'll be safe with us.
You would be jittery as well if you had seen the 1,000-headed man.
I haven't seen him, and I'm jittery already. This jungle can sure unnerve a guy.
I think this is it. Yes. See that gnarled root? This is it.
Here are a man's footprints. The 1,000-headed man, no doubt.
Look how big they are, and they sink pretty deep in the dirt. This guy must weigh more than you, Doc.
He was a giant. Believe me.
Let's follow the tracks.
Looks like they're leading down to the river.
They stop right at the water's edge. There are indications of a raft or boat moored here. Recently, too.
Mr. Savage, look at this. I found it on the ground.
Looks like a bandage or something.
But look at the weave. My father did that. He had a hobby of hand-weaving things like this. This is his work, I'm certain.
This weaving can't be more than 3 weeks old.
That means Calvin Copeland's still alive, Doc.
Oh, we must find him, Mr. Savage.
Doc! There's habeas corpus. Come here, habeas. Here, boy, come here. He looks scared.
Monk and the others must have headed downstream without him.
If the 1,000-headed man hasn't captured him.
Rennie, let's see if we can build another raft and follow their course.
Right, Doc.
I am sorry I can't help you push the raft along, Mr. Savage. But I'm still too weak.
We're doing fine, Miss Copeland.
Say, Doc, look up ahead.
I see it. Looks like an ancient boat landing, though it's fallen into ruin. Let's put in there.
We picked a good time to land. The sun's coming up.
Let me help you, Miss Copeland.
Look, Doc, there's an old road there. It leads west, beyond that... Holy cow.
It leads to that city. You can see it now in the light.
The city of the 1,000-headed man.
Come on.
It's uncanny, Doc. Look at all those box-like buildings.
I see. They seem to be outer fortifications of some kind, and there's a wall beyond ahead.
Beyond it must be the city proper, judging from those towers and minarets showing above.
It's breathtaking, Mr. Savage. The sunrise is splashing red colors all over it.
Yeah, like blood.
There's the gate ahead.
Look, these buildings are carved with little scales, like snakes.
Those aren't scales, Miss Copeland. Those are teeth.
Oh, how awful.
Hands, feet, teeth. What next?
Here's the gate.
Wait. The 3 black sticks, Mr. Savage. My father told me I'd need them to enter the city safely.
But you don't know how to use them.
But we might figure them out.
That's possible, but I no longer have the sticks.
You haven't.
I entrusted them to Monk Mayfair.
Oh,
Are you game to enter the city without the sticks?
I've come a long way to find my father. Yes, I'm game.
Good. Let's go then.
Mr. Savage, it's so quiet. Almost supernatural.
Say, the buildings are covered with carvings, too. Are those arms and legs?
Yes, and torsos as well. The people who built this city clearly built the pagodas carved with hands and feet.
Perhaps that has religious significance.
See any inhabitants, Rennie?
No, Doc. Could the place be deserted?
I doubt it. The buildings are old, but well tended.
Habeas is acting up again, Doc.
Yes, he must see or smell something.
Do you suppose he senses the presence of the 1,000-headed man?
Let's find out. Put him down, Rennie. Habeas, go find what's bothering you. Go on, boy.
Doc, he's heading for that darkened doorway. Should we follow him in?
Yes, but let's be cautious. Miss Copeland, you remain here in the open.
All right.
Come on, Rennie.
See anything, Doc?
Not yet. Wait, there's a door ahead.
Think Habeas went through it?
Could be.
Doc, something's happened to the girl. This is where we left her, Doc. Right here. Doc, I feel faint.
Rennie, keep running. That weird power has been here.
You mean the hissing sound?
Yes, I felt it too. Keep running. Maybe we can outdistance its effects.
Doc, Habeas is back. He's trotting right beside me.
I see. I think this is far enough. Habeas must have sensed the hissing danger and ducked into that doorway to escape.
But where's Lucille Copeland?
I don't know, Rennie.
Doc Savage! Over here!
Doc, look, up in that roof. It's Sengat and that Cockney sidekick of his, Evil.
Yes. Let's see what they want. Calling me wasn't a wise thing to do, Sengat. I have a score to settle with you.
Bronzeman, I mean you no harm. Great is my terror, for death is close upon us, and only the black sticks you carry can save us.
Sengat's telling the truth, Savage. Give us 2 of the black sticks. They can't help you unless you know how to use them.
Let's get closer, Rennie. You know how to use the black sticks?
We know.
Do you know what happened to Lucille Copeland?
No! By my ancestors, I do not!
Before we discuss the black sticks, Sengat, tell us what happened to you two. We found your planes deserted at a camp.
You will remember, Bronzeman, when my friend Errol escaped from you in the jungle.
Yeah, you and your pirates tried to shoot us from your planes.
We were merely trying to protect a friend. We landed our planes to pick up Errol when something inexplicable happened to us. It was a hissing sound like many angry cats. But we saw nothing. Then my men and I fell faint. Yet when I awoke, I was in a stone chamber here in this accursed city, along with Evald.
You're leaving something out. Where did you learn how to use the black sticks?
Give us the 2 black sticks and I will tell you.
If I do that, then I won't have one for my friend Rennie here.
Too bad for him, I say. Because if you don't give us the sticks, none of us are getting out of this hellish place alive.
What became of the rest of my men?
How would we know?
You knew I had the 3 black sticks.
We did not know. We tricked that information out of you.
Perhaps. But I think just about half of what you say is the truth.
Say, Doc, I just noticed something. From this angle, I can see a hole in the roof where Sengat and Evil is sitting. There are 2 ropes leading from it, tied to both those crooks' ankles. They're prisoners, Doc.
I see, Rennie. Who is holding you prisoner, Sengat?
Prisoner? Nonsense! Look, bondsman, look what I have in my pocket.
Doc, those are diamonds.
Yes, diamonds. You will sacrifice your friend for these, will you not, Savage?
Are those diamonds what brought you to this city in the first place?
Obviously. Now, have we a bargain?
Then you knew all along, even back in London, that the Thousand-Headed Man's city contained a treasure. How? Even Rex Maples didn't know that.
I have traded in these jungles for many years. Many times I have heard of this city and its wealth.
How much else do you know?
Nothing. I swear by my many illustrious and honorable ancestors.
Another lie, Sengat.
No, I swear.
Doc! They fell into that hole in the roof.
Not fell, Rennie. They were pulled down. Something took hold of the cords and yanked them inside.
Well, that something had to be plenty strong to do that. As strong as you, Doc.
Let's find out what it is. I'll boost you up onto the roof. Up you go.
Okay, Doc. Take my hand and I'll lift you.
Here's the hole. I see stairs going down.
The steps end here.
And there's a passageway.
I hope you brought your flashlight, Doc. It's getting awful dim.
I have it.
No sign of Sengat or Evel.
Maybe they're beyond this next turn.
Nope. Nothing here. Boy, this is sure a long stretch of corridor, ain't it? Hey, I see a light up ahead.
Yes, it's sunlight. There must be another hole in the ceiling.
Sure is bright. Hey, I thought I saw something move in the light. Doc, there is something in the light ahead. It's huge. It's right in front of us. Doc, it's the Thousand-Headed Man!
Are Doc and Rennie about to discover the secret of the Thousand-Headed Man? Will they confront the strange hissing danger again? And what of the fate of the lost Copeland expedition? Don't miss The Deadly Treasure, the 6th and final chapter of The Thousand-Headed Man, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. The Thousand-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Bill Ratner, Art Dutch, Scott McKenna, Bob Farley, Robert Towers, Kemet Mustin, Ann Ross, and William Irwin. Also heard was Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.
Look! There's the Thousand-Headed Man! He's opening that basket!
He's pouring something out. Looks like a big brown rope.
Wait, that's not a rope. Get back! Get back!
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Lasers!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the Man of Bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, The Deadly Treasure, Chapter 6 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. Doc Savage has finally reached the lost city of the legendary Thousand-Headed Man, along with Lucille Copeland, daughter of explorer Calvin Copeland, whose ill-fated expedition Doc hopes to rescue. Suddenly, Lucille disappears, victim of the weird hissing danger which earlier caused Doc's men to also vanish. Looking for her, Doc and Rennie stumble across the villainous Oriental Sen Gat and his henchman Evel. Sen Gat tries to bargain with Doc for 2 of the black sticks, which are the only protection against the Thousand-Headed Man. When Sen Gat and Evel are dragged from sight by unseen captors, Doc and Rennie give chase through one of the city's weird buildings, where they are suddenly confronted by the towering figure of the Thousand-Headed Man.
Doc! Right in front of us, in the light ahead! It's the Thousand-Headed Man!
Stand back, Rennie. I have a grenade. Hit the deck!
Blasted dust! Boy, you practically brought the ceiling down on top of the Thousand-Headed Man!
No, I threw the grenade short. I just wanted to stun him.
Well, looks like you missed him completely. There's just a lot of fallen blocks and rock dust.
Let's get after him.
The Thousand-Headed Man sure was a monster.
He's everything Lucille Copeland claimed she saw. A giant brown native with countless wart-like heads covering his body.
But did you see his loincloth? It was covered with rubies and emeralds.
Doubtless taken from the treasure Sen Gat is after.
Up ahead. There he is, Doc.
Come on.
He's just standing there, waiting for us.
We'll tackle him. I'll hit him high, you grab his legs. Go!
Holy God! This isn't the Thousand-Headed Man. It's a statue that just looks like him.
Yes, the swirling dust fooled us.
Monk's pig is acting peculiar again, Doc.
Get up, Rennie. It's that sinister hissing again. We must let it rob us of our sense.
Oh, what hit me?
We reacted too late, Rennie. Hissing overcame us. We're in some kind of pit now, and I'm afraid we're prisoners.
Any way out of here?
Above our heads. See? Those stone bars in the ceiling?
They look kind of strong.
But they're only a few feet above my head. Roll over on your hands and knees.
I get you. You stand on my back, and maybe you can reach those bars.
Right. These bars are tightly set, but I think I can loosen. Did it. That's one. Let me try another. I've got more leverage. Now! All right. There's enough room for me to squeeze between these bars. Take my hand. I'll pull you up.
This is easier than I expected. Someone sure underestimated your strength.
Here are some stairs.
Hey, sunlight. We're outside.
Yes.
The sun's sure hurting my eyes. See where we are?
We're in a plaza of some sort.
Yeah, I can see now. This must be the center of the city. Holy cow. Doc, look at that.
I see it. It's another pagoda.
Except the others were covered with carvings of hands and feet and teeth. But this one's covered with heads.
The entire pagoda is in the shape of a huge, squatting head, and those smaller heads are gold, or at least gold-plated. Let's get closer.
Look at the size of the thing, huh? Doesn't it look like the thousand-headed man's ugly kisser?
There is a resemblance, but I'm more interested in those golden heads adorning the face.
Doc, this head's got ruby eyes. And there's a sapphire on its forehead, a big one.
They all have jeweled eyes, and if you look closely, you'll see they have diamond teeth.
I don't believe it. There must be hundreds of these heads.
This is the secret that lured Calvin Copeland to make his second ill-fated expedition. And the treasure that Sengat was willing to kill for.
But we still haven't found Calvin Copeland, or his daughter and Rex Maples. Not to mention the rest of our group.
Yes.
See, I just noticed. Habeas isn't with us.
No, we lost him when that hissing power came over us.
That's another mystery we gotta solve.
Obviously, it's something the thousand-headed man controls. I suspect wherever we encountered it, he was lurking nearby.
You'd have to be pretty quick to be in all those places at once.
Shh. Listen.
Something's coming this way.
Around this corner, quickly.
Doc, what is it?
Shh, quiet. They'll pass us in a minute.
Doc, it's the thousand-headed man. He's walking right by us.
Shh. Look.
Holy cow. Another one. Another thousand-headed man.
There are several of them, walking in a line and chanting that Indo-Chinese dirge.
Look at them. They've all got thousands of heads all over them. And they're each balancing baskets on their heads.
Yes, covered rattan baskets.
Doc, here comes a white man. They've got a rope tied to his neck like a dog.
I see him. Well, I'd say we've located Calvin Copeland.
We gotta rescue him.
Wait until he comes abreast of us.
Now! I got him, Doc!
What is happening?
It's okay, Copeland!
No, it isn't, Rennie. Here comes a native. Duck! Watch it! That takes care of one of you. Come on, Rennie. The others are coming.
Don't strike them, whoever you are!
Here comes another one, Doc!
I've got him. He's not as strong.
Doc! You ripped off his skin! You just grabbed his neck and his skin tore away!
Run! Run! You've upset his basket! There's hell inside! Run for your lives!
Rennie, do as he says. There's danger here. Professor Copeland, I'm Doc Savage. We've come to rescue you. Have you seen your daughter?
Lucille? Is she here?
Yes. Where can we find shelter?
We can't. Those giant devils range the jungle for miles around. There are hundreds of them, all members of the thousand-headed man cult.
Cult?
It's a cult of fanatics. They worship their hideous god, whom they call the thousand-headed man. They dress in imitation of ancient statues of him.
Then there ain't any such creature.
No, I proved that when I tore the hide off that man back there.
Yes, they wear skin-colored garments. Their little carved heads are sewn onto the cloth.
And we couldn't tell until we got close to him.
Stop! There's one of them now! And he's opening his basket!
He's pouring something out. Looks like a big brown rope.
It's not a rope! It's a cobra! Back! Back!
Copeland, those aren't ordinary cobras.
No, see how they rear back and snap their heads forward? They spray their venom as a poisonous gas. It makes you unconscious. Get back! Down this street. Except for the cult members, this city is deserted. It's been like this for centuries, since the thousand-headed man cult took over here. Their snakes frightened off the original inhabitants. They breed and train them to keep outsiders away. It's part of their evil religion.
That explains why the city stayed abandoned.
Why did they capture you?
They use me and the other prisoners as bait to help train the cobras.
The snakes don't affect the cult members?
They have an antidote, a drink made from bark and jungle berries.
Let's stop here, in this doorway. You said something about other prisoners.
My wife and the rest of my expedition. They're kept in pits near here.
Listen.
Those are signal drums. The cult is calling its members from the jungle. It's crawling with those beastly cowards. You should see them, slithering through the underbrush to sneak up on their enemies. That's how they stole up on our camp and captured us.
Save the explanations and lead us to the prisoners.
The pits are here.
Those barred lids are like the ones over our cell. Here, Rennie, give me a hand.
It's my wife! And there's my pilot, Malone, and my mechanic!
Help them out, Rennie, while I get the other lids.
Right.
Doc Savage!
Wouldn't you know, Sen-Gat. And I see Evil and your melee cutthroats are still with you.
1,000 pardons, Doc Savage. We only tried to get the black sticks from you because the many-headed devils forced us.
We'll discuss your treachery later, Sen-Gat. Climb out while I get the next pit open.
Doc!
Monk,
I knew you'd come.
who's with you?
Most everybody. Ham, Johnny, Longtown, Rex Maples, and Lucille Copeland. And Habeas, too. They just threw him down.
Everyone out. We haven't much time. The whole 1,000-headed cult is after us.
Cult? What's this about a cult?
Later, Ham. Hurry, Johnny. Give me your hand, Miss Copeland.
Thank you, Mr. Savage.
Man, were we in there a long time. They gassed us back near the river when we chased Miss Copeland's voice into the jungle.
There's that Evil character. Am I gonna clean his plow?
Yeah, now. None of that.
Ah, you fool! You stumbled against me! My beautiful fingernails! They're ruined!
Sen-Gat busted his precious nails.
That's enough. The drums have stopped. That means the 1,000-headed men will be converging on us soon, and we have no defense against their snakes.
Snakes, Doc?
Yes, Johnny, you've heard the old controversy over whether cobras can throw their venom. Well, there apparently is such a species of cobra used by this cult to capture prisoners. They're the mysterious hissing that we've been fighting.
Well, I'll be super amalgamated.
Mr. Savage, you asked about finding shelter. The Pagoda of the Heads is our only chance.
All right, Mr. Copeland, let's go. Sen-Gat, bring your men.
Doc, what's this Pagoda of the Heads?
It's the source of all this trouble. Around this next corner. There it is, up ahead.
Blazes, Doc. It must be worth millions.
I wish I'd never seen it.
We better get up them stairs quick. We're wide open running across the plaza.
Look at the inside of this joint. It's full of treasure.
By my ancestors! Such wealth!
Doc, the plaza is infested with 1,000-headed personages. They're firing arrows at us.
Not just ordinary arrows, they're firing flaming arrows.
What are you so excited about it? Stone pagodas don't burn.
Yeah, our plane did. Remember that fire that came out of the sky and destroyed it?
They probably opened the gas tank and then sent down a flaming arrow. We saw the falling fire, but not the arrows. From a distance, it looked unreal.
Shots! Oh.
Sen-Gat, he and his melee crew have disappeared.
Savage, you will stay where you are near the entrance. We have guns now, thanks to the Snake Men. They stored the Copeland Expedition's equipment here.
What do you want, Sen-Gat?
Your cooperation. You will stay, my men and myself will leave by another exit. Farewell!
That heathen! He's gonna leave us to these snake jockeys.
We're better off without him, Monk. And the sound of the gunfire frightened the cultists. See, they've retreated.
I guess we waited out then.
Mr. Savage, what are those sounds?
From the sound of it, I'd say Sen-Gat and his villains are looting the pagoda.
Oh, that gold. Those jewels ending up in Sen-Gat's hands.
You wanna try and stop them, Maples? Be our guest.
Copeland,
Yes.
I'm still puzzled over those 3 black sticks. You told your daughter they were keys to safe passage in and out of here.
Yes. They were an antidote to the cobra venom. You see, the venom affects its victims through the pores of skin. The cult members drink the antidote, and their 1,000-headed guards protect them as well.
I still don't understand.
During my original expedition, I caught one of the brown devils who was carrying a bag filled with bark and berries that make up the antidote. I returned to London with it, and I experimented until I compounded a black, rubber-like substance.
Out of which you molded the 3 black sticks.
Exactly.
Yet when you returned to Indochina, you never explained this to Rex Maples or your daughter.
No. And it led to my capture, I know. But I was ill with fever, and it made me irrational for a time.
Your daughter explained that.
Yes, well, I was afraid that someone might try to beat me to the Pagoda of the Heads and its treasure. So I kept everything a secret.
That wasn't the clearest of thinking.
I know that now.
Did I hear someone mention the black sticks?
Yes, Monk. I assume they were taken from you when you were captured.
Wrong.
What?
I fooled around with the things back in the jungle. Figured out there was some kind of compound and discovered that heat would liquefy it. So I figured out a way to keep them on me so no one could take them away.
Well, how's that?
I melted them down.
Where are they now?
Let me unbutton my shirt. There. See my undershirt?
Your undershirt is black.
Yeah, but it used to be white. I soaked up the melted sticks with it. All we gotta do is melt the black stuff out of my shirt.
Will that work, Copeland?
Oh, yes. The liquid is all we need. The solid form was just for convenience.
Well, let's start a fire.
Hey, Doc, I think Sengat and his crew are taking off now. They must have all the treasure they can carry.
Good, Rennie. You watch their escape while I build a fire. I have some matches in my watch pocket.
There goes Sengat across the plaza.
Boy, look at those 1,000-headed guys scattered. They're sure afraid of guns.
Sengat's heading for the river. Looks like he's gonna make it.
Are you coming, Doc?
I have a fire going. We can use this golden urn to catch the liquid from your undershirt.
It's working, Doc. The black stuff has turned into water.
The antidote liquefies very quickly, as you can see.
Yes. There, that should be enough. Everyone line up for a drink. You first, Monk.
Yuck! Tastes like tar.
That's enough. Give the others some.
The antidote will take effect almost immediately.
Good. Has everyone had a sip?
Yes.
All right, then. We'll make a dash for the river just as Sengat did. We're not armed, but we have the advantage of being immune to the cobra venom. There may be some fighting, but we can handle it.
I know I can. Let's go.
Don't bunch up. They may shoot flaming arrows at us.
I don't see any of them lugs. Maybe they all took after Sengat's pirates.
Don't count on it, you missing link. We'll still have to cross this plaza.
Say, Doc, you suppose Sengat escaped?
He had a good chance, Rennie. As good as our own.
Mr. Savage, a 1,000-headed man. He sees us.
And he has one of those baskets. He's dumping it onto the ground. Look, there's the cobra.
Here's where I find out if this antidote works.
Monk's running toward the snakes. Monk, you fool!
Hey, it works. All I feel is a little dizzy.
Good work, Monk. Follow us.
In a second.
I think he wants to tangle with that 1,000-headed man first.
Did you see that? Monk floored him with one punch.
He's coming along now.
Blazes, Doc. That big guy was soft. He folded like nothing.
The cultists aren't fighters. They rely on the cobras for protection.
When do we get to the gate?
We should be coming to it soon. As I recall, this canal leads to the outside.
There's the gate.
Looks like we're gonna make it. I don't see any of those snake guys.
Wait! There's something ahead. It's Sengat and his men. They're sprawled just beyond the gate.
They ain't moving either.
Blazes! They're dead! Every man, jack of them!
Keep Miss Copeland back. Yes, they are dead. Clubbed to death from the look of their bodies.
I guess the snakes got them, and those 1,000-headed geeks finished them off. If anybody ever had it coming, they did, but it sure kind of gets your insides.
Let's move.
Hey, what about all the golden jewels? We can't just leave it scattered in the dirt. And don't tell me it belongs to them snake guys. They got it off the original inhabitants of the city.
Well, all right. Everyone take an armful of treasure, but don't waste time. We're in serious danger here.
Okay, let's get some here, huh? All set, Doc. Let's go.
Here's the river ahead.
Head for those boats. If we can launch them upstream, we'll have a good chance to make it to Sengat's plains safely.
Yeah, sure don't have any use for them now.
I wonder about the whereabouts of the Hydra-like aborigines.
Johnny's right. There's no sign of any 1,000-headed natives, and it's starting to get dark.
Yes,
They're back! They were hiding in the undergrowth!
Monk, Cam, Rennie, with me. Form a wedge. The snakes can't harm us. We'll fight our way out.
Let me out on them!
Try to club me, huh?
That's right! These bozos can't fight!
Don't underestimate them. They did a job on Sengat's crew.
Oh, the snakes knocked them out, you mean?
Monk's down.
They're going to finish him off!
Not yet, they ain't.
Monk had a gun.
Look, they're scattering.
Well, except the one I shot. He ain't going nowhere.
Monk, where did you get that gun?
Gun? Oh, I guess it belonged to Sengat. I must have picked it up when I grabbed those jewels.
But you held on to it when we dropped them to fight. And you used it to kill.
You know Doc has a rule against killing, Monk.
Yeah, I guess I got carried away. Sorry.
This has happened before. I don't think Monk is sorry at all.
Is that so? Well, I scared them brown devils off, didn't I?
Let's save this. Everyone grab some treasure and let's get to the river.
It's a good thing Sengat brought a big plane. While we were sailing down that river, I was wondering if this crate would carry us all.
Well, it obviously is.
Hey, Johnny, what happened to your big vocabulary?
I'll bet this adventure scared it out of him.
It wouldn't be the first time.
I certainly look forward to seeing the United States again. At least there, things don't smack of the supernatural.
Yeah? Not as long as we're hooked up with Doc. This kind of stuff just seems to find him wherever he goes.
Mr. Savage, I'm very sorry for all the trouble I've caused. I want you to know that I want no part of the treasure from the Pagoda of the Heads.
Nonsense, Mr. Copeland. When we reach civilization, we'll divide the treasure. Half will be for you and the other expedition survivors, and the other half will be used to build schools and hospitals in Indochina.
But, Mr. Savage, what do you get out of it?
Believe it or not, Miss Copeland, we get some fun out of this sort of thing.
And so, the secret of the thousand-headed man is solved, thanks to the Man of Bronze and his 5 companions. But even as they wing their way back to America, Doc, Monk, Ham, Rennie, Johnny, and Long Tom know that new calls to danger will surely come, and Doc Savage and his men will be ready. The Thousand-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Bill Ratner, Art Dutch, Scott McKenna, Bob Farley, Robert Towers, Kimmett Mustin, Ann Ross, Michael McConaughey, and William Irwin. Also heard were Glenn Shaddix, Douglas Kohler, and Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.